Hey Joel, you know what I want to learn about today?
What do you want to learn about, Morgan?
I want to learn about this Frozone guy.
You mean
He's
the
my
ice
favorite.
monkey?
Nah. I mean Frozone, because he was my favorite in The Incredibles. So yeah, I gotta call him that.
All right, what's the line?
Where's my super suit? Greatest good you'll ever get.
Let's stick to monkey characters because we sound like a bunch of doofuses. All right, so this guy is the ice monkey, and honestly, I'm just gonna make the comments flare up right now because this is like on the top 3 of or top 4 of least favorite characters for me. I don't know. I'm kind of heartbroken on it too because I think he looks really cool. He does this little thing with his ice balls and stuff. And there are a couple cross paths that I really love, but for the most part, he's just there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he seems kind of like a side character energy. So
Exactly. Leading with the top path, I'll show you why. So basically, the reason why this guy's good, and like early on, what you'll do is you'll be like, okay, you'll pop down to Moab, right? And let's just do a little scenario here. You got a sniper, and you're like, okay, I'm gonna pop down this Moab, and then what you can do is Moab. Jeez. Okay, then what you could do is you could drop this guy, pretending this was like a shorter track or something. You go plop and see how it just freezes him like that. That's pretty awesome to do. It's called micro when you move fast like that and do things. And I thought that was pretty cool about him. But let's just say like you're going with the top path. So what he does really, really well is it's called embrittlement, right? And there's a couple things that's good about embrittlement. You always want to go with the middle path because it makes it faster. And what's cool about it is, let's say you have some regrows, right? And some regrow ceramic. What he can do is make that regrow grow away. See how it just disappeared? It's just a regular one.
now it's just a ceramic.
Exactly. So he can do the same thing with camo. So it just turns into a regular ceramic balloon. So that right there is awesome because there's tough rounds like 76, which he can just pretty much make a lot easier for you since there's so many regrows there. Now, obviously, he's not big enough for this one, but I mean, he's doing pretty good. I mean, he just helped you out so much right there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely. But it's kind of a bummer. He missed so much.
He does. So that's not his only purpose, though. So he also, it says, all hit balloons become brittle, take extra damage while frozen, and lose camo properties. So for instance, let's actually test this out in theory because I'm not that best at it either. So what we're going to do is we're going to go with Arcane Mastery or Arcane Spike, and we're going to go like this. We're going to see where it takes out the Moab, okay? So we're going to see where it takes it out. So it was right there at that little tip, okay? Now what we're going to do is we're going to try it with the ice monkey, and we're going to use this cool little thing here, the embrittlement, and it should, in theory, or in description, pop a little faster. Is that the same? That was a little faster, right?
I think that might have been a little faster.
All hit balloons become brittle, take extra damage while frozen, and lose. So there's a lot of the descriptions in this game that don't actually mean something. I feel like it's only that's a projectile, so I should be this. Just pretend that it works a lot because it really does. Like I use it all the time. So like for instance, okay, let's do this one. Here's a good one. Here's a good example. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take down a BFB. So we're going to go to round 60. Oh my goodness, I'm so bad at this game. I'm just not the best Bill Nye the Science Guy. I'm just more of a balloon hater. I just hate on certain towers and love the others. So he did that pretty good, but he didn't even fully beat it up, right?
Right.
But, and a big but it is, I think if we can take this thing down completely if we have an embrittlement, I'm pretty sure.
Oh?
No, what that stupid game? Oh my goodness. I swore that used to do something. Okay. Last test, okay? We're going to reset all the pops and everything. We're going to go to round 98 here. We're going to set this thing here, and it should do something. Like, I feel like it does. It should make this guy, like, get a lot more pops than he normally would because they take more damage. Does that work that way?
I would imagine so.
All right, let's just wait to see the in count. Okay, 97,064. Okay, so let's try it without it.
Oof, not looking good for this guy.
Okay, look at that. A solid like 20,000 pops right there.
Yeah, definitely.
So it did do some stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
So that means if we use this one, game will just be over. He should be able just to shred it all because now this one's even stronger. Balloons take huge damage while frozen, including Moab class balloons. So now that 97,000 should just be child's play. It should be like 150,000.
Still a lot are getting away, man.
Yeah, but we already passed that 97, like way far. Look at that.
Yeah, you're right. Absolutely correct.
Okay, so he does do a lot. I've never actually sat there and tested this guy, but he's actually a killer. That's pretty cool.
160, that's not bad.
Yeah, that's pretty solid. And so obviously there's better use scenarios for him, so it's not like the best thing ever. So just it works. Okay, we proved it worked. Now let's go with this middle path one here. So absolute zero is good for things like, let's say you're fighting round 76 and you're like, oh my gosh, this is so hard, but he can keep them there all day, and then you can even freeze them and make them even slower. So he's a massive stopper. Massive stopper and a popper.
Nice. I dig it. So this is definitely something you'd have as a backup when you have your normal like military or primaries, and they would be going to town while he's just holding everything back.
Yes, and because he's definitely not your main tower, because I don't know if you noticed that right there, but he cannot pop zebra, I think whites and black balloons, or I'm not exactly sure, but there's some that he just can't hit, which is really, really silly.
Yeah, but hey, you know what? He can slow him down. That's definitely enough for a sniper to catch up to him.
Exactly, but there's actually one really thing I want to show you real quick. We need a water map though. Let's try this one. I'm gonna show you this. This is so cool with this tower, and it's just the weirdest thing. You'd never think about it unless someone told you, I would imagine. But let's say you can go to Arctic Wind actually, so only a third tier, and this will work. Now you can place towers that shouldn't be on water. So you could technically just make a big old land bridge out of this thing, and now you just can put whatever you want. So if you could fit a helicopter, probably not. So let's just put like a Dartling gunner right there in the middle of the ocean right there.
That's super cool.
Yeah, so you can just set things up. And then there's so much more into that, because you could actually set up like a what do you call a super top path true sun god monkey, and make that one like a water tower and get the water buffs from the boat guy. And it's just, I think there's like just so much weird stuff you can do with that. It is so weird, but anyways, you can make land bridges with the ice monkey, which is pretty awesome.
That's pretty rad. I definitely knew none of that stuff about Frozone. Sorry, Ice Monkey.
We just call him, Ice Monkey. That's what we call him. You're such a dork. All right, so last but not least, and this is the only reason I even like this tower, is because the bottom path, and it's because of this one right here, Icicle Impale. Now this one is so cool. So what he does is he literally can freeze Moab class balloons, just like that, right?
Okay.
But there's more. If you go with the top path, now they go really, really slow after they're done. Do you see that, how slow they're moving?
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Super cool. But you might not like the top path because it's a little slow for you to attack with it too. So you go with the middle path, and now this thing, actually, I'll show you the speed. You can't just see it. You got to show it, or I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Now watch this speed up. Now he's like super fast.
Oh,
but
wow.
I personally like the top path better, and the reason why I always go with it is because it automatically sees camo. So you might not have camo detection depending on your strategy. You might not have a village nearby. You might not be able to place him on a village nearby. So then you'd rather just have it that way anyway. And then let's say you did want it to get camo later. You just get like this one and the camo, and now he's faster anyway because he has jungle drums. Well, you wouldn't need camo, right? But let's say you wanted him to go fast, you just get jungle drums if you have a camo village nearby. Plus, they're already moving slower because you got that top path permafrost. So it's just the better option, at least I think, in my opinion.
That's awesome.
Yes. So there are more things about the ice, but like I said, he's not one of my favorites, so I'm not going to tell you. So how about you tell me what was your favorite one out of these three?
You know what? I think this one that you showed me, the bottom path, I think that one's pretty solid.
The Impale?
Yeah.
This one's
Impale
sick.
Really helps, especially when you're, you're really frantic.
Exactly. I do think his helmet looks a little silly, but, who's the judge? This guy looks the coolest for sure.
Super brittle, definitely. I mean, that guy reminds me of the Yeti in Disneyland, but, that's neither here nor there.
I thought you were going to say the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer movie.